would talk about is how to pick your shoes. And the first thing you don't want to pick your shoes regarding is by just name brand for name brand only. Only you want to come into Foot Solutions to work with Art, who has 40 years of experience in the shoe industry and 10 years of experience as a podorthist, so that he can evaluate and recommend a good option for you. And so there's really two parts to the equation. One is having the evaluation done so that you know what kind of an orthotic you need, and then the other one is what type of support goes around the orthotic and the shoe that you choose. And so Art, how would you recommend, or when somebody has been recommended a shoe, you put the two interacting together and they're not working so well together, what do you recommend in that particular situation?
Well, we've already gone through the foot and gait analysis, okay, and if there's something not working correctly enough, there's corrections that we can make to custom orthotics and actually make to over-the-counter orthotics that will help. Okay. The shoe itself is like the house that holds the orthotic, so the two of them have to work together. So we want a good quality on both of them,
okay,
both the shoe and the insert. Okay.
Kind of like riding a bike double.
Uh-huh.
If one doesn't pedal, the bike isn't going to work as well.
Right, absolutely.
It's much fun.
You're carrying the weight of the other one. Something else I wanted to point out is that you can choose the material of the shoe where it's kind of like some balls are more bouncy than other balls are. Mm-hmm. So when you put the two types of material inside of those shoes, you can actually help stabilize, the shoe can help stabilize, because the part that tends to get pushed one way or the other can actually be pushed back. So the forces that if your foot is trying to push outward and there's less give on the one side of the shoe, not because it's just a less bouncy ball than the other side. Yeah. So you can actually help stabilize the shoes can actually be selected to interact well with the orthotic so that your whole foot becomes more stable.
Yeah, so a lot of times most of your orthotics, if they're any good grade at all, are firm. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and some people think they're too hard, but that's the shoe you put in. The shoe is the one that should be doing the shock absorbing.
Sure.
The orthotic is his buddy that should be doing the mechanical straightening and everything. You have to be, it's in some cases rigid or flexibly rigid. Okay, it's the shoe that gives you the absorption.
Absolutely.
Especially in athletic shoes. So.
And there's actually demonstrations they can do where it shows how much it actually absorbs. So when you are running and you have, with me, I have about 175 to 180 pounds coming down, of pressure on my feet on a regular basis, that the more absorption you can get. And speaking of absorption, we talked about different types of materials. Most people think that soft equals better absorption, but that's not necessarily the case. Is that correct?
Correct, especially because it's too soft, and then the orthotic sitting on top of it is falling in there. It's maneuvering on there, so it takes away what the orthotic can do. So the two of them have to be tuned together. That's where we take your body weight and what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and the terrain you're on, and kind of put them all together. And then, okay, now we put them all together. Now you go out and perform on them, and then if we need to, we can adjust.
Absolutely, you can adjust from there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you ever want to get a second opinion, talk to your chiropractor. They will be the first to tell you that it's. They may not use this exact analogy, but I'm going to share this in talking with chiropractors. There's nothing more frustrating when we're young, for example, if we build a house of Lincoln logs or blocks, or build a sandcastle on the beach, and the mean kid around the corner or the older brother or sister comes by and kicks it down, and you just feel that feeling of frustration. A chiropractor feels that same feeling when they get your back completely in order, gets everything the way it should be, and then you go into either no or the wrong orthotics, either going barefoot or having the wrong type of shoe that completely knocks your skeletal structure right back out of line, and it doesn't really do any good. And then you get mad at the chiropractor who says you need to come in here 3 times a week because you're just not paying attention.
You could probably go once a week.
You go once a week. You might even go. Yeah, they probably would. Even once or twice a month. I mean, if you were able to have it from the foot up.